Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, my name is David Popovich, aka the Bookworm, and welcome to Bookworm Reviews. So I've made it clear before that I'm a huge fan for anthropomorphic animals. You can pretty much slap them in anything and you'll immediately catch my attention. Video games with anthro leads?
Shut up and take my money!
Stories about anthro animals?
Shut up and take my money!
A Disney movie not set to release till 2016 with only one concept image? The greatest movie ever made! Ever! Also...
Shut up and take my money!
I can't help it. The idea of walking, talking animals is just too awesome! Which leads us to this week's book. Well, actually, it's a graphic novel, but apples and oranges, about a private eye in 1950s America, all portrayed as animals. Sit back and relax as we dive into Blacksad, Somewhere Within the Shadows by, my apologies if I mispronounce the names, Juan Diaz Canales and Juanjo Garnido.
面白くない世の中面白くすればいいさ
We enter the world of Blacksad, like any detective story, with a murder. But this isn't just any murder victim. No. She was Natalie Wilford, actress, star, and John Blacksad's ex-lover. But there is nothing. No weapon, no motive, no suspect. But that's not going to stop Blacksad to find the bastard and to make him pay. The Blacksad series is done in the great tradition of detective fiction, like Raymond Chandler, Dashiell Hammett, and David Goodis, with many others from the 40s and 50s. Hard-boiled private eyes on the pursuit for justice, with the always classic inner monologue. There are mornings when you have trouble digesting your breakfast, especially when you find yourself in front of the dead body of an old flame. The remains of a beautiful dream. The graphic novel is a collaboration between Juan Diaz Canales, who does the writing, and Juanjo Garnido, who does the artwork. Together, the two have created one of the best comics, period. Since its debut in 2000, Blacksad has become one of the most prestigious works in the comic world, winning awards at the Accolades International Comics Festival, nominated 3 times for an Eisner, and is celebrated by industry colleagues like Will Eisner, Joe Kubert, and Stan Sakai. Heck, Stan the Man Lee is quoted saying this comic is as good as it gets. This is the real deal right here, people! The first tale of Blacksad is done in the best way possible. How do you get us to identify with a character that is just another dime a dozen hard-boiled PIs from the 1950s? Well, 1, make him an anthropomorphic cat, but 2, by making it a personal case. By having Blacksad dealing with the case of his ex-girlfriend's murder, it gives us a look into who this man is. Someone who is angry, romantic, and flawed. Which makes us want to see him succeed in making the murderer pay. A star had been eclipsed, leaving my past in the darkness, lost somewhere within the shadows.
He said it! He said it!
And nobody can live without a past. Out there, hiding somewhere, was the guilty party. Guilty of at least 2 murders. He both killed a person and destroyed my memories. And that bastard was going to pay. Which leads us to see the world that Blacksad lives in. By God, do I love this world. Juan and Juanjo do a fantastic job with their use of anthropomorphic animals. They take the Aesop's Fables route of taking animal traits to fit with the characters' personalities. On one end, you can just see this as a simple novelty. Oh, I'm going to be so artistic and French by making them animals, but they will be symbolic because I'm so artistic and French like that. The comic is from France. but on the other hand, it breathes so much life into this world. There are a lot of characters that Blacksad talks to with little time to develop who they are. By using animals, it taps into our brains with what we represent them as. The police are canines. One of Natalie's former bodyguards is an ape. The loudmouth studio exec, a walrus. The list goes on, which gives us a look into these characters both big and small. And I have to give props on the villain. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they find the perfect way to make him the biggest slime ball you've ever seen. Did you know, son, I love to collect insects? Classify, organize. It is so satisfying to put each thing in its place. Do you know what makes this hobby so pleasing? No, sir. Of course you don't. I'm going to tell you. It's uselessness. It has no purpose. That's the beauty of it. If it had a purpose, it would lose its charm. That's life. When something stops being useful, zap! You stab it with a pin, and it becomes a collectible. Easily, the icing on the cake is the artwork. Dear merciful God, is this some of the best artwork I've seen. Wanja was a former Disney artist, and you could see that. Everything from the character expressions, movement from panel to panel, the lighting. Many people have pointed this out, so I will too. It is like a movie, done so seamlessly you forget you're reading a comic. This is the work of a true master. The artwork alone would have made this comic something to look at, but Juan's writing adds just as much detail as the artwork. If I haven't made it clear, this is something you need to go read right now. No, seriously, stop this video, go to your local comic shop, and buy this book. This book right here. It includes 2 other stories that are just as, if not better. If you want a great example of why I love anthropomorphic animals so much, this is the answer. What are you waiting for? Go! Now! You seriously need to read this. Bye, 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 bye. My apologies, I'm a bit of a fanboy if you can't tell. But seriously, this is awesome. A++. What about you, Internet? What's your opinion about Blacksad, Somewhere Within the Shadows? Next week, we go back to the planet of Pern. And if you thought the first book was weird, oh boy. Till next time, have a nice day.